They say a courtroom is where justice is revealed, where the guilty face their reckoning, and where the truth, no matter how dark, comes to light. But what if that courtroom was never entered? What if everything we were told was a lie? This is the case of Jake and Rebecca Haro. Two parents, one missing infant, and a court appearance that on paper never happened. On August 14, 2025, Rebecca Haro told police she'd been attacked in broad daylight. Outside a sporting goods store in Yucaipa, California, she claimed someone struck her from behind. She said she blacked out, and when she came to her 7-month-old baby boy, Emmanuel Haro, was gone. A community responded with urgency. Police launched a massive search. News cameras rolled, and a nation held its breath. But from the beginning, something wasn't right. Rebecca's story shifted. Surveillance footage didn't support her claims. There were no witnesses, no signs of an attack, and no trace of baby Emmanuel. Within days, investigators turned their attention away from strangers and toward the parents. On August 22nd, Jake and Rebecca Haro were arrested, charged with murder and filing a false police report, held without bail. And then came the headlines. Their first court appearance was scheduled for August 26, 2025. It should have been a routine update, one of many in a tragic case. A glimpse at justice in motion. But when we searched for confirmation, we found nothing. No video, no photographs, no court sketches, no transcripts, no public docket, no official record showing Jake and Rebecca Haro ever stood before a judge. Not a single document proving they were ever in that courtroom. So we started asking, was the court appearance real? Or was it just something we were told? And if it didn't happen, why not? If the parents of a missing baby, charged with his murder, never appeared in court, what does that mean for the rest of the case? What else haven't we been told? If the system is hiding them from view, what are they hiding for? If you're still listening, and you're not already subscribed, ask yourself this. If you walk away now, are you any different than those who look the other way when a child vanishes? Because the courtroom is supposed to bring answers. But in this case, it may only bring more questions. And as we dig deeper, one thing becomes painfully clear. There is no evidence anywhere that Jake and Rebecca Haro ever stepped foot in that courtroom. None. And that is where the real story begins. August 14, 2025. Rebecca Haro makes a frantic call to 911. She claims she's been attacked outside a sporting goods store in Yucaipa. She says she was knocked unconscious, and when she woke up, her 7-month-old baby, Emmanuel, was gone. Her voice trembles. The community reacts. Police mobilize. News outlets report it as a potential kidnapping. But almost immediately the holes begin to show. Between August 15th and 17th, investigators search relentlessly. San Bernardino and Riverside County law enforcement work side by side. K-9 units are deployed. Helicopters sweep the skies. Detectives knock on doors, gather surveillance footage, follow every lead. But no one sees Rebecca get attacked. No footage shows her with Emmanuel. Not on the sidewalk. Not in the store. Not in the parking lot. There's no abductor. No crime scene. No sign that Emmanuel was even there that day. When detectives confront Rebecca with these inconsistencies, she shuts down. She ends the interview, walks out, offers nothing more. The focus shifts. Search efforts turn into a criminal investigation. Detectives enter the Haro's home. They find blood. They find Emmanuel's baby items missing, intentionally removed. They seize a car for forensic analysis. And then, more disturbing truths emerge. Jake Haro's record comes into full view. In 2018, he's arrested for child cruelty. The victim, a 10-week-old baby. He pleads guilty in 2023. And in 2024, he's arrested again, this time for illegal firearm possession. This is no isolated tragedy. This is a history. Meanwhile, Rebecca appears on television. She pleads for her baby's safe return. But the public watches in disbelief. Her voice wavers, but her face is cold. Her words are scripted. Analysts watch her footage and describe it as emotionless. One calls it the worst acting they've ever seen. The community responds. A vigil is held on August 17th in Yucaipa. People gather not to support the parents, but to grieve for Emmanuel, a baby no one believes is coming home. The Uvalde Foundation for Kids, a group that initially offered to help, pulls out. They release a public statement. They no longer trust the parents. They believe the story was never true. On August 22nd, the truth, or something close to it, finally breaks through. Jake and Rebecca Haro are arrested, charged with murder and filing a false police report. Held without bail. Their first court appearance is scheduled for August 26th. It should have been a major moment in the case. A chance for the world to see justice begin to take shape. But then, everything goes quiet. We look for evidence of that hearing. We check court calendars. We search public dockets. We contact the court clerk. We comb through media archives. But there's no courtroom number. No timestamp. No sketch artist rendering. No press photos. No video, no transcript. No entry. Authorities insist the hearing happened, but not a single shred of proof shows it did. No official record confirms that Jake and Rebecca Haro stood before a judge. No record confirms that due process began. No record confirms anything at all. So we ask again, why? Why is a hearing that should be public sealed in silence? If the hearing happened, where's the paper trail? Where are the witnesses? Where is the transparency? And if it didn't happen, what's being hidden? And who is helping to hide it? You haven't hit subscribe yet. If you value truth, you'll do it now. And if not, go ahead and leave a comment explaining why blind faith is enough for you. The rest of us will keep digging. Because silence isn't just suspicious, it's dangerous. And in this case, it's all we've been given. We searched. Our team combed through the court databases of Riverside County. We pulled public schedules. We filed formal inquiries. We cross-referenced media coverage. We contacted local journalists, court officials, even eyewitnesses who might have seen something, anything. And still, we found nothing. No court docket lists Jake or Rebecca Haro on August 26th. No courtroom number assigned to their case. No transcript. No video. No sketch artist. No press release. No press photos of their arrival. No mugshots in a jumpsuit. No word from the district attorney. Nothing. The entire court appearance vanished. But let's look at what was reported. News outlets echoed the same language. Jake and Rebecca Haro were expected in court. They could be arraigned on the 26th. An initial appearance is likely, but not one confirmed that they were actually there. Not the Sun, not a BC7, not Fox 11, not CBS, not a P News, not even People.com. They all repeated the same phrase. Expected in court. But expectation is not confirmation. And expectation is not evidence. Where were they? Did the hearing take place off the record? Was it sealed? Was it even held at all? And if it wasn't, who made the decision to keep it hidden? The courtroom is supposed to be a place where justice starts. But here, it's become a place of absence. A gap in the narrative no one can explain. Which leads us back to the people at the center of this darkness. Rebecca Haro, a mother who claimed she was attacked and left unconscious. A mother whose story fell apart within 48 hours. A woman who went on television and pleaded for help without shedding a single tear. Every word she spoke felt rehearsed. Every moment calculated. Her story changed. Her body language betrayed her. And when pressed for details, she shut down. Experts we've spoken with describe this kind of behavior as more consistent with deception than trauma. One analyst told us, "This pattern fabricated drama, emotional flatness, and resistance to follow-up often signals guilt, not grief." Then there's Jake Haro. With a violent record dating back years, he wasn't new to accusations of abuse. He wasn't new to courtrooms. He wasn't new to the consequences of cruelty. In 2018, he beat a 10-week-old infant. In 2023, he pleaded guilty. In 2024, he was arrested again, this time for illegal gun possession. During the search for Emmanuel, he appeared compliant. But some believe that compliance was strategic, a way to stay close to the investigation, to misdirect it, to control it. Together, Jake and Rebecca formed a fragile, dangerous silence. A silence louder than any lie. And caught in the center of it all was Emmanuel. By all accounts, Emmanuel was healthy. He was a happy baby. Family members said he was deeply loved. They thought he was safe. But love is not a guarantee of protection. And safety, in this home, was an illusion. What makes the tragedy worse is that Emmanuel wasn't alone. He had a sibling, a 2-year-old. That child has now been removed from the home, placed into protective custody. Another silent casualty in a house that concealed so much. The investigation has not stopped. Authorities continue to search for Emmanuel's remains. Cadaver dogs have been deployed. Search warrants executed. Phone records analyzed. GPS data pulled from their phones and car. Still no body. No confession. No closure. Jake and Rebecca Haro remain behind bars. Charged with murder with malice aforethought. Charged with filing a false police report. But no one outside that jail cell knows when or if a trial is truly underway. Their legal proceedings are a void. No open court dates. No filings posted. No plea entered in open court. This isn't just suspicious. It's unheard of. A murder case without a courtroom. How is that even possible? Still with me? Only subscribers get the real updates when this case erupts. Because trust me, this case will erupt. And if you're just watching in silence, if you're just lurking in the shadows, if you're still not subscribed, the courtroom should be where justice begins. But it might just be where the truth ends. We followed the story from the first emergency call, to the unraveling of Rebecca Haro's claims, to the arrests, and to a courtroom that seems to exist only in headlines. After weeks of digging, there is still no public record of Jake and Rebecca Haro's court appearance on August 26, 2025. The media spoke of it as if it were a certainty. They were expected in court. They could be arraigned. Their case was scheduled, but not a single outlet confirmed that the appearance happened. No transcript, no clerk's note, no press pool update, no image, no eyewitness. Not one shred of proof. And yet the public has moved on, as if it did. We haven't, because that silence from the court system is not normal. In a case involving the murder of an infant, justice is expected to be public, transparent, traceable. Instead, we're left with more questions than answers. Was the court appearance fabricated to buy time? To calm the media? To shift public attention? To bury the heat? Was it a mistake they don't want to admit? Or was this a coordinated delay by defense or prosecution? A legal maneuver meant to destabilize the narrative? A tactic to gain psychological ground before the trial even begins? Or is something bigger at play? Are government agencies withholding information? Is there a strategic reason, ethical or not, why the truth is being kept from us? Have we witnessed a cover-up? Or just the messy machinery of a legal system that hides behind procedure? We don't claim to have all the answers, and we will not exploit this story for shock value. Because at the center of all this is Emmanuel, a child who didn't deserve any of this, a life that should have been cherished, a name that should never have become a headline. And there's another child, to Emmanuel's sibling, now in protective custody, taken from the only home they knew. To keep them safe, this case demands our attention, but it also demands our respect. Speculation must never override facts. Curiosity must never silence compassion. And storytelling, no matter how gripping, must never forget the real human tragedy. But asking questions isn't reckless. It's necessary. Because silence in a case like this, that's not just unsettling. It's dangerous. Why has no judge spoken out? Why hasn't a single public official confirmed what happened on August 26th? Why is justice being conducted in the dark? And most of all, where is Emmanuel? Until that question is answered, until someone finds him, until someone is held accountable, there is no resolution. Just a name, a baby's face, a vanishing court hearing, and a truth we still haven't seen. In the case of Emmanuel Haro, a line between courtroom reality and courtroom fiction may be the closing argument. Until proof emerges, the silence is deafening. If you want justice, you can't be passive. Hit that subscribe button now, or face the guilt of watching a child disappear without a voice. And if you're not subscribing, step into the comments and explain why truth isn't worth protecting. If you dare.